social media platforms that encourage us to express ourselves and contribute to us being the most connected we have ever been. Yet as people, we are so disconnected and so disenfranchised. Everyone wants to know what somebody else thinks, but this is not in order to celebrate diversity and ensure equity and inclusion, but rather to control your narrative, your direction, and decide your opportunities. We go in hard to expose, reinvigorate, and solidify our humanness and humanhood by having hard conversations centered around the question, is being a good person the same as being a good citizen? And who decides which is best? Everyone has feelings, beliefs, struggles, and dreams, but not everyone is bold enough or given the chance to speak openly about these and hold on to them. If you want to be sure you understand why society does not necessarily want good people, but instead wants good citizens, don't miss an episode. Here we go again. People talking shit, but when the shit hit the fan, everything I'm not made me everything I am. Damn, everybody's saying what's not for him, but everything I'm not made me everything I am. Haters, start your engines, I hear 'em gearing up. These words are taken from a track called Everything I Am by Ye. And as I said, haters, start your engines, I hear 'em gearing up. Well, the engines have been started, they've been cranked up, and the vehicle is moving at full speed. Because guess what? Ye has been cancelled. Now, cancelling someone means to completely reject them and stop supporting them. And it's premised on the argument that they have said something that offends you. I repeat, they have said something that offends you. Not they, not them, but you. So, what happened to Ye? He's been dropped by Hollywood talent agency CAA. Vogue and Balenciaga have cut ties with him. Adidas has severed its relationship with him, as have Gap. Now, has he said something that has offended each and every one of them? Let's take a look. Ye's cancellation came swiftly on the curtails of the Drink Champs podcast, where he was featured making several comments about a variety of subject matter. However, what was taken from his commentary were negative connotations, negative assumptions perhaps, but anything that featured that was negative. There was many things that were said by Ye that carried a positive connotation and positive messaging. However, that has not been widely broadcasted or even featured in all the discussions that people have been having. Now, before I go into those, I'd just like to point out that the video of the Ye interview with Drink Champs after the Ferrari was taken down. And this is a bit concerning, and to some effect, it actually confirms some of what Ye was pointing out in the interview. But just to go back to Drink Champs, on their site, they have a disclaimer. I'll read it to you. It says, the primary purpose of Drink Champs podcast is to provide a platform for creatives to express their personal views or opinions without restriction or censorship. It then goes on to say, all views or opinions expressed during the podcast are solely those of the individual expressing such view or opinion, and does not reflect the opinion of Sean Combs, Revolt Media and TV, LLC, or their respective parent and or affiliate companies. So, if that is the case, why did Drink Champs see need to take down the Ye podcast broadcast? Obviously, the views expressed were Ye's views. He's a creative. They're his personal views and opinions. And Drink Champ says it allows people to do it without restriction or censorship. Obviously, by taking it down, they've restricted his views from being out there, and they've also censored him. Being cancelled has two aspects to it. One is being frozen out in artificial intelligence land through suspended or restricted access to social media platforms. The other is to be hit in your pocket in the real world. Ye has faced and is facing both. Now, it's widely reported that Ye is no longer the richest black man ever in American history. Obviously, this is no surprise. Once the entities and organizations stepped away from him, so did their multi-million or billion-dollar deals. However, one thing it does go to confirm is exactly what Ye was saying during the Drink Champs broadcast, was that the controller is the person who keeps you in check. What you say, what you do, how you behave. Have we seen anything different? Did anybody look for the positive messages in all that Ye was saying? No, they did not. Instead, what they've done, they've said, what he says we don't like, so we're going to step away from him, and as a result, any deals, contracts that we have with him, they too must go. This might be something that suits Ye himself, but just the mere fact that they engaged in such actions shows you that Ye was not far from the truth. Here's an example for us to consider. Hip-hop was a product that appealed to many different racial groups when it started. But when it actually started out first, a lot of its die-hard support came from the majority racial group of the US, UK and Europe. Although the artists made money from the product they created, it was peanuts in comparison to others who were not from their racial group. That's not fiction, that's fact. And literally what Ye was expressing in the Drink Champs podcast. How can facts lead to you being cancelled? If that's the case, then let's look at another fact. Slavery and colonization happened. Fact. Are the descendants of the perpetrators cancelled? I'll leave that with you for you to think about. We made it in America, says Jay-Z and Ye. And this is on the track that features Frank Ocean. Sweet King Martin, Sweet Queen Coretta, Sweet Brother Malcolm, Sweet Queen Betty, Sweet Mother Mary, Sweet Father Joseph, Sweet Jesus. We made it in America. Sweet baby Jesus. Now, wow, that's interesting. We made it in America. What does making it in America mean? Well, it's a capitalist market, so I suppose once you can show that your net worth is of a certain ilk, then you can consider that you've made it in America. However, making it in America means that that net worth can also be taken away from you if you don't toe the line. Wow. Is that making it anywhere? Or is that just being subject to a set of values and a set of constraints that even if you disagree, you cannot utter a word, otherwise you'll be cancelled. Now, during the Drink Champs podcast, Ye did mention that every man has his truth, or he alluded to every man having his truth, and this truth is based on an individual's own experiences. He also said he was speaking about his life, and obviously his life, his experience. So are we trying to stop people from doing just that? If it goes against a certain messaging criteria, or if it goes against a specific group of people, or if it goes against a specific type of behavior. Opinions are just that, opinions. If they are not fact, they are based on sentiment. But we can all have our own opinions. Now, we have to know whether that opinion, because it is just that, an opinion, is it worth giving any credence to or not? A positive thing that was said by Ye during his time on Drink Champs, which was overlooked because of this mass cancellation, is he actually said that he respects what the Jewish people have done and how they have brought their peoples together. Meaning that the organization, the way they stick together, the way they look out for community and each other is something that he admires. Nobody pushed that. Instead, they took little nuggets of information or little nuggets that he said and blew that up in order to actually go after this black man who was one of America's richest men. Now, I don't know whether it's right for people to prey on others based on them expressing their opinions, because at the end of the day, wasn't social media created for people to express themselves? Isn't that all that artificial intelligence land is about? You being able to express yourself. So what happened to free speech? What happened to free expression? I ask the question, isn't social media about expressing yourself? As we have seen in artificial intelligence land, people are expressing all types of things, their opinions, their views. But as I said in episode 1, when I spoke about human beings being transformed into a homogeneous group, we can see that if those opinions and views do not fit a specific narrative, then you do face this situation of being cancelled. Again, the question is therefore asked, is being a good person the same as being a good citizen? Obviously, it's not in artificial intelligence land, because, again, in the same Drink Champs podcast, Ye says he wants to bring joy and happiness. Is joy not a good thing? Is happiness not a good thing? Yet, where are we today? Even his school has now felt the brunt of cancellation, because apparently it is now closed for the rest of the term and the rest of the academic year. Perhaps the time is right for us to reconsider and rethink this concept of free speech. Do we really have free speech? Because it would appear that although all voices are equal, some appear to be more equal than others. This is what this episode with Ye has shown us. Ye is a take notice disruptor. He has got us to think, and what he's proposing is positive and constructive. Ye, the Godfather Renegade Disruptor, in his track Good Morning, says, some people graduate, but we still stupid. They tell you read this, eat this, don't look around. Okay, look up now, they done stole your streetness. This is Ava Dana. Look out for our next episode or press the subscribe button.